Dr. Allison J.K. Q&A with Dr. A. Another video in the series of questions and answers with a female spiritual teacher. So the title of today's video is wanting to have me speak to something that I see, having been born and raised as American, but a global traveler and living in many other cultures, including the 10 years in Asia, studying energy and having what is the reversal of what we get entrained to and conditioned to in the West of the physical is more important than energy, having that turned totally inside out. And so what I see a lot of my clients and students and followers and subscribers and folks on the free monthly call asking about is, how do I have that thing out there happen so that I can feel better? How do I have that promotion? How do I get that new job? How do I have my spouse act a different way so I can feel blank? Right? So any of that kind of waiting, it's a sense of waiting for something to manifest in order to feel better. And how to stop waiting for something to manifest is a topic for another video. But based on the law of magnetics, and yes, the more pop cultural way of referring to that is the law of attraction. So even I just had the thought of some of my most advanced students, the entrainment is so deep that like when I get that new car, I'll feel more classy. Or when I get that job promotion, I'll feel vindicated for all that I spent on my education. Or when I meet that perfect partner, that completion of me, that soulmate, I'll be complete. And so the universe operating on vibrations, the universe doesn't interpret. So it just feels the I don't have yet. And then what calls its attention more, because you can have a thought, a fleeting thought that says, I don't have this yet. And you can feel the neutrality more so there. And you can have that, and the law of magnetics is not, or the law of attraction isn't activated. But if you have, I don't have that yet, being sent out to the universe, and it's accompanied by this sense of longing or needing, or this feeling of not complete or lack, then that emotional attachment to what could be simply a conscious awareness or an intuitive realization, neutrally observed the information of this hasn't occurred yet, this manifestation hasn't come through yet, or this hasn't shifted yet, or I haven't gotten the job yet, or I haven't gotten the raise yet. Like either simple neutral observation of information, and maybe even coupled with intuitive awareness, because my boss is really busy and seems to be having some family problems, so she's more delayed with what her usual pace of working, right? So you could even get an intuitive piece of information along with that neutral observation, where it's more factual data and you're using your intuitive faculties in balance with your reasonable or logical left brain, so that you remain with information that's more substantial and informed when you're balancing both the logic and intuition. And then you let it be, and then you could ask the question of, okay, so what can I do, be or choose today that will help this along right away? You could say that would help this manifest along right away. But the point is that the difference between that neutral observation with a capital O of the data and the receiving of the intuitive information versus the, oh my God, I could just be happy if he would just stop, he being my husband, for example, if he would just stop being so focused on the hard numbers and the sense of lack, which is something one of my most advanced clients has said, or I can't do blank because the money isn't going to be there, based on all external information. And so there's a sense of you're here and that thing you want is there. And so, yes, distance. And also even polarity, especially when you have the emotional component of, I don't have this yet. So that, and I want this, and I need this. I need my spouse to shift, or I need that promotion, or I need more money, or I need to stop feeling this chronic pain. When am I going to have these pain meds kick in? Or when am I going to be over this? again, we'll talk about that in another video when we set up something outside of ourselves. But what wants to be communicated today is and it's subtle. For some of you who are viewing this video, it's going to be subtle because you're going to have already made the shift, understanding that the outside world and what shows up in it is a reflection of what's going on inside of you, yeah? So you're going to be aware of your power, not just your responsibility, right? But your power to affect your life by the choices and your internal vibrations and emanations. So looking inside yourself to feel like, it's almost, I want to say, like a plug of a hole, like a bathtub plug, where you plug that neediness or neediness, or you plug that sense of lack. I need him to respond this way in order for me to feel happier. Or I need, excuse me, I'm drinking kombucha. Or I need this job promotion in order to feel safe because I don't have enough money. You can feel safe without having enough money. You can feel safe without having enough money. In fact, every chakra has a right to it. That is the inherent belief that that chakra is based upon. And for the root chakra, root chakra is not the only chakra involved with money flows. Please be clear on that if you're like a beginner with or even intermediate with the chakra system. But the root chakra is, I have the right to be here. So if you're not even grounded in your being, and in order to feel like you have the right to be here, what I've seen throughout the years of helping people is usually it's because they don't feel safe. Something has gone on around them since birth or even past life, frankly, incarnations where they've had tragedy happen when they've been in the body. So many people view there's drama and trauma and suffering when I'm in a body, so they hover above their heads in the intellect or in meditation and working with the spiritual path, for example, never fully coming into their body. In fact, recently, it's a little bit of a tangent, but hang with me because it really wants to get out there. There was a local center opened here, and she had a yoga studio, just one room, along with the storefront, which was a bunch of crystals. And I suggested she bring in sage, and she did. And some other, there are some smaller crystal bowls to attune, and then there were some small Buddha statues. So that kind of a store, right? But in the back, she had, over here, she had a yoga class, a wooden floored yoga studio. Then she had a couple of different studios where one was the kind of electrical machine that sends pulses, and it's really effective, for example, with Lyme disease. It's a specific kind of technology that uses frequencies, very similar to the Rife frequencies. And then another room where she had mats of jade and tourmaline to lay on to get infrared to come up through those two stones when heated. And I told her right in the beginning, because we were talking and she was asking for me to participate basically in her new business, and I was pulled back with that in offering workshops there, was that people don't yet in the West, even with all the progress made in the focus on clean food, organic food, all of that, the connection between what's in our bodies and how we feel and our spirit is just not here yet. So when you feel like you are looking outside of yourself for something to happen in order to feel the way that you want to feel, it is always dependent on you shifting internally, beyond you needing to feel that way first. It is that, but it's beyond that. It's you cultivating within you those feelings. Dr. Allison, how can I do that? If I don't have enough money, I don't have enough money. I can't feel safe without having enough money. I ask you, are you on the streets? If you did lose your house, did you not have family to go, friends to go live with? And if not that, did you not have a shelter to go to? Right? So what is occurring, for the most part, there's about 10% that is like karmic or for external causes, like, for example, COVID, although many would say that it's karmic for the planet and required. If you look, though, beyond that 10% of more random things happening, you have the power to control 90% of what happens in your life by how you choose to feel based on what thoughts you choose to follow. Now, there's a whole bunch of clearings that have to take place in order to cut the mind-body connection so that you're not carrying around unconsciousness and subconsciousness, which emanates a vibration itself. So if I'm telling you you don't need money before you can feel safe, that in fact feeling safe occurs first, and then you'll make choices and take action that support that belief, that unconscious and subconscious belief. We need to clear out the blocks in the root chakra to help you sit in an open and flowing root chakra. And once you're feeling like that, you're going to be a different vibration emanating out the kind of circumstances that will match that I am safe. And you will, it's highly likely you will then find yourself having opportunities presented usually through synchronicity and having intuitive awarenesses of go there, do that, so that you're making choices and you're creating a situation where you do feel safe. So we can break it down to the basic premise of you get what you feel. But so many people approach that with only the conscious mind's feelings and or even thoughts that you hear that then may lead to I don't have enough money, nobody is around me, I'm unloved, depression. So then your body carries depression. What I'm saying is that the thinking mind that you consciously hear the thoughts of, or the feelings that you feel that are a result of the thoughts, rather than, oh wow, I need to stay away from here, or oh wow, I can't cross the street right now. Those embodied feelings that are information. It's not just about thinking differently. It's about shifting your internal back of the house consciousness, the subconscious and the unconscious, because that's what is screaming out way more loudly than even the 5 to 15% of the thoughts you hear consciously that you think you're emanating out. All of your actual beliefs that you've created this not having enough money situation from, or you've created this unfulfilling relationship, 90% of that is created from within us, our unconscious and subconscious vibrational eminence out there, and it's attracted back to us. It's fulfilling our beliefs, but I want to emphasize it's not the beliefs you think you have. It is always this real, not always, it is nearly always these subconscious childlike conclusions that are illogical. So by approaching life from the conditioning of the mind and the intellect, and the logical mind can give me all my answers, and focusing on the surface of life, waiting for something outside of you to change and to occur before you can feel fulfilled, or before you can feel complete, or before you can feel successful, or before you can feel safe. You're construing it in the reverse order. Okay? And that's it for now. Namaste. Blessings.